Welcome back. With the big game this weekend, viewers can expect to see ads and sponsorships for sports betting and gambling apps. But while sports betting is legal in many states, it is illegal right here in Hawaii. And some online gambling businesses ignore that, putting users at risk. The local Better Business Bureau is warning residents to be cautious. Cameron Nakashima joins us from the BBB. Joins us now. Cameron, the big game is this weekend, just days away. What is the BBB seeing when it comes to online gambling and betting apps?
That's right, Brian. Yeah, and with the big game coming up, it's an important time for us to put out the word because Better Business Bureau, we see a big increase in interest and in communications. This can be complaints or reviews surrounding betting apps around these large sporting events, and the sporting events don't get much bigger than the big game coming up this weekend. So recently, Better Business Bureau, we did a study. And we looked at, from the last several years, data collected from complaints. More than 200 scam reports came in. It was over 10,000 complaints that were analyzed, all having to do with betting apps that were not legitimate. So what we see is something called a gray market. And that's where, because across the U.S., each state and even some counties have different regulations on what is and is not allowed with sports betting, something called a gray market has arisen, where there's these offshore betting apps that show up. And so when people see these ads, maybe they want to go and participate in that online betting. They might be in a state such as Hawaii. And those legitimate ones that are being advertised, they can't get into because those are regulated and it's not legal. So what they find themselves on are these unregulated, unsafe offshore betting apps that are really dangerous.
Yeah, thank you, Cameron. Hawaii has very strict gambling laws. Now, how does that impact people watching the big game who might be tempted to place that bet?
Absolutely. So people will see these ads. They might want to participate. They end up on those offshore apps or websites that they're not as safe, nearly as safe, right? We all know that gambling comes with some risk, but going with these unregulated offshore illegal accounts, it's almost a guaranteed loss. And what we see at Better Business Bureau is when people come to us, they let us know what happened in these situations. There's three main things that occur. One is the account will freeze up, so they won't be able to withdraw their money. They won't be able to use the money that's in that account, and inexplicably, the app isn't going to tell them why that was. Also, unclear or changing terms of use that only show up after they've put in the money. And then the last thing is these large unexplicable losses in the investment they've put in. Even when they didn't lose in a bet, the money in their account is drained. So these are some really terrible things to happen if you're trying to participate in online gambling. And because it's not legal in Hawaii and these apps are unregulated, there's not really a clear path forward for legal recourse for you to get any of that money back.
That's true. And then as people get ready this weekend to watch the big game, what's the most important message that the Better Business Bureau has for our viewers?
Yeah, most important is anytime that you want to do online gambling or anything of that nature, make sure you're very clear on the laws. Even if you're somewhere, let's say you went out to Vegas where it is legal and you're participating, also be aware of which apps, which companies you're dealing with, and that they are up to par on the law, that they have registered with the state. It's legal for that company to be operating there. But beyond that, what we at Better Business Bureau recommend is look at also who's behaving the most honorably, the most ethically, and who has the best reputation. So really, look at those reviews, those ratings, go to bbb.org, see what other people have experienced with those businesses to make sure that they are above board and operating legally whenever you do have a chance to make it out to one of those states.
All right, mahalo, Cameron Nakashima from the Better Business Bureau. I can't let you go without asking you the question. You got a favorite this weekend? Seahawks, Patriots?
It's got to be the Seahawks.
There you go, Seahawks. Okay, so mahalo, Cameron. We'll see you next week.
Mahalo.
Thank you. All right, coming next, a quick check on your morning traffic conditions. And just ahead, Brittany will have that full forecast. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.